I told y'all there was something out here. That my dude.
What the?
What the was that? What the that, bro?
In a spooky video shared by Grizzly Gaz, he reaches his regular camping spot in the woods and begins setting up, planning to grill some meat. He's pretty frustrated because someone left a huge mess, burnt debris and trash that wasn't there the last time. Despite the rain, he starts cleaning it all up. He also had a hard time getting a fire going to cook his food, and mentioned that someone had cut down a tree, which threw off his whole setup.
Took me so long to set up. Is there used to be a tree over here, and when I was setting my tarp up and my hammock, I was thinking, why is this not going right? Why is it not setting up properly how it used to do? And then I realised they've cut down a tree over there.
He gets ready to sleep in his tent and mentions he'll review a sleeping bag later. During the night, he starts hearing strange noises, but at first, he assumes it's just the wind.
What the f? What the?
But he starts feeling more uneasy when he hears something that sounds like a pig, especially since there aren't supposed to be any in the area. He wonders if someone's messing with him and decides to wait until morning to check things out.
I think my mind's playing tricks on me. Excuse you. That stinks. Kept hearing twigs breaking or branches breaking. Hi, I can hear you. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can get my head down. After that, probably what time is it? 20 past, is it 20 past 1? Right.
The rain has stopped by morning, and he's been awake for about an hour after being woken up by birds at 6 a.m. He had to stay in his tent all night due to the strange sounds. He notices some damage, like a stick that's been chewed on. He ends the video while talking about his next plans. In this video posted by Cursed Urban Randonautica, the creator is eager to make a new Randonautica video, hoping to find signs of spring that feel happy and light. He ventures into a forest, and the app on his phone guides him to a tree. He arrives at the tree and notices small buds starting to grow, a sign that spring is on the way. He also sees some markings on the tree, and realizes that sections of the forest have been cleared not long ago.
Actually, the point is where this tree is. It's like exactly where this tree is. Which, I mean, I guess signs of spring could be, you know, it could be talking about the tree. Don't see any... Oh wait, yeah, dude, we are getting... There is some buds on this one.
As he looks around, he notices a car acting strangely. It pulls up to his car, then backs up before slowly driving away. He finds this behavior suspicious.
So this car, dude, I'm just trying to keep tabs on it. It's acting really weird because it pulled up right by my car, like it was gonna turn around. It backed up, and then kept going and kept going the same way. That was very odd.
He spots some vines that resemble bugs and comments that he hates those kinds of bugs. Then, he comes across a piece of wood with a nail and a golf ball. Finally, he finds a peculiar egg-shaped ornament with a duck inside. It's old and a little dirty, but he thinks it fits the theme of signs of spring.
Yo, what's that? It's like a duck. A duck in some type of... I mean, it's like epoxy made to look like water inside of an ornamental egg. How interesting.
He arrives at the spot and notices a trail through the forest surrounded by dead trees. He finds a blue trash bag and a large stick, and then stumbles upon a box marked with strange symbols, such as crossed out doors and arrows pointing to windows. Inside the box, he finds parts for a model train.
Remember we found something the other day with these exact markings. The doors crossed out and arrows pointing to the window. Dude, we just found something the other day with the exact same markings on. What was it?
The markings on the box are strange because he's seen similar ones before. He wonders how old the box is and whether it was ordered by mail. He decides to open it later to investigate what's inside and what the markings mean. Then, he decides to look through the window, prompted by the arrows on the box.
Which one you wanted? Like, oh, I want number 2025 evergreen trees, and they mailed it in. They sent it to you. I hear that dirt bike still. Yeah, dude, it looks like the house is in here.
As night falls, he chooses to investigate what the darkness conceals. He heads to the spot and comes across a metal object that appears to be a broken lock, possibly for guns. He finds it unsettling and decides to avoid touching it.
Something heavy that's made out of metal, and it's super heavy. I don't want to touch it though. Dude, that's sketchy, man. It looks like... I don't know what that is. That's sketchy, though. It looks like it's been ripped off of something, though.
He spots some trash nearby and concludes that the broken lock was likely what he was meant to find. He attempts to discover more interesting things, but eventually ends his adventure, leaving the mystery unresolved. This video is from the YouTube channel Mandog Wild, where Johan, who you might already know, has been sharing his wild camping and survival adventures for the past 4 years. His love for the outdoors really shines through, and his channel is all about embracing the beauty and excitement of living off the land. This time around, Johan heads out on another camping trip deep in nature, doing what he loves most. But instead of just soaking in the peace and quiet, he decides to mix things up with a bit of paranormal investigation. He has a strong gut feeling there's something unusual about this place, something beyond what you can see. It's February 9th, 2025. The weather's great, and Johan is pumped for what lies ahead. As he searches for the perfect camping spot, he's in good spirits. Once he finds the right place, he settles in with a hot cup of coffee and takes a moment to relax before the sun sets.
The old caterpillars are becoming a little bit problematic. I put my bag down, I put it up on a tree, no matter where, my bag, my jumper, they always find their way onto it.
As the sun goes down, it casts a spooky light over the area. Johan, excited to begin his paranormal investigation, tries out a few ghost hunting apps. He spends a bit of time with them, but everything seems normal. The readings stay quiet with no signs of anything unusual. His dogs, however, start behaving a little oddly.
Barking at something, you barking at something. What is it? What is it? She's alerted. She's on high alert. She's down there. You down there, DC?
Hearing the flutter of a bird taking off gives Johan a brief sense of relief. Maybe his dog was just reacting to a nearby animal and not something more unsettling. He lets out a sigh and continues with his evening. But just as he's about to test one of his ghost hunting apps again, the air suddenly feels heavy, almost electric. Johan gets the strong feeling that what he's hearing isn't just the wind. Something's out there, and his dogs seem to sense it too.
I just heard some kind of... What the f... Daddy? Let me in on that secret... Test? You okay? What's the problem?
All of this only made Johan feel more uneasy, and he couldn't help but question what was really happening around him. Even though his ghost hunting apps weren't picking up anything unusual, he wasn't ready to give up. Taking a deep breath to calm his nerves, Johan decided to keep going, hoping he'd uncover something before the night was over.
Ralph.
Your name is what? Ralph. Jesus, good timing, Ralph. I was just concentrating on something. What is this? You're moving around, Ralph. Is that you? I don't know.
I'm right here.
Do you want me to leave?
Hello.
Hello.
Simple.
Sinful.
It's dark.
It is dark. Definitely something walking around in there.
That was the tipping point for Johan. With nothing but odd responses from his device and strange sounds coming from the dark forest, he decided to wrap things up for the night before he got too spooked to sleep at all. Even after settling into his sleeping bag, the uneasy feeling lingered, making it hard to rest. This trip left him with more questions than answers, only adding to the mystery of what might exist between the world of the living and the unknown. Daniel, better known as the English Woodsman on YouTube, went on a solo woodland camping trip in early 2025. After setting up his camp, cooking a peaceful salmon dinner, and getting comfortable for the night, things suddenly took a turn when heavy rain began to pour down.
Been walking by something seemed to be walking around my tent a bit. And it's walked Dan up as well because Dan's just messaged me. You know, the guy lines that you pull out, something I felt, no, not, I don't know, it's just, it woke me up so quick. Raining as well. It just seemed like something just bumped into the tent, and then it was like, sort of like walking around a little bit. Now if I were by myself, I'd be a little bit more nervous, let's say. I get there's wildlife and things like that. You know, I don't know. See, there it is again.
Something, or someone, had been moving around his tent during the night. By morning, though, the forest had fallen silent once again.
Well, good morning, people. I don't know what we're going on.
last night outside as tents. But I'm just going to try to forget about it, to be truthful. I'm alive, it was not bad, take it. I don't know, could have just been somebody walking around trying not to disturb us, something like, I don't know, something like that. This tent needs a lot of work to it. The zip's broke now on the door. It's just, it don't feel like it's waterproof. So I'm gonna have to sort the zip out and then really look after it, give it a fab seal, reseal all the seams on the inside. If I'm gonna use it more, I'm gonna have to take care of it.
Whatever it was, it stayed a mystery. On December 4th, 2023, the TikTok account Lifting the Veil shared a video called Unexpected Extraterrestrial Encounter Caught on Camera. Known for posting eerie and mysterious footage from the woods, this account typically gives viewers a sense of dread, but this video stood out. It showed what looked like an unexpected encounter with an alien being. In the footage, a huge creature can be seen moving through the trees, and the person filming suddenly opens fire.
Fuck, cause I told y'all there was something out here.
Holy
Hit that dude.
you gotta get in the open.
Hit him. Hit that dude, I think he missed it.
The mysterious figure, later identified as Bigfoot, was labeled in the video's caption as either an alien or a cryptid. The footage cuts off abruptly, right after the creature is shot, leaving its fate and the truth about its existence up in the air. Whatever the creature was, it will remain a mystery. The fact that the video stops at the moment it's shot only adds to the suspense. Was it killed or did it survive? One thing's for sure, the fear on the faces of the two men filming was genuine. They seemed terrified, as if seeing the creature could lead to something far worse. In this creepy video, by exploring with Angelo, he heads into the eerie Aokigahara forest. From the get-go, he gets this weird feeling like something's pulling him toward a specific spot, and that vibe keeps shifting as he moves deeper in.
It just went so freaking quiet. Like, not a sound.
Angelo starts hearing strange noises, like whispers and crying, but when he shines his flashlight around, he doesn't see anything. He begins to feel like something's watching him, and figures it's probably because of all the tragic and dark events that have happened in the forest.
Like clear as day. Okay, now I just heard somebody over here. What the f? That was literally like right next to me.
Angelo hears hissing noises, making him even more terrified. He talks about the forest, mentioning that a lot of strange things have happened there. He starts feeling like something's hunting him.
It's like every step you take, you just kind of feel like the vibe is constantly shifting, and I don't know what that is or why that is. Stuff that happens here or that's connected to here in general is super weird. Also, what the was that?
Angelo notices a marker on a tree from when he was there earlier and saw something that seemed like a creature. At this point, he's eager to get out of there.
Last year. Let me just grab my flashlight here. There's literally a marker there on the tree. And what I remember is when I looked further in, almost looks like some sort of creature or something down there, but when I looked further in, you can't really see it from here.
As it gets darker, Angelo tries using a spirit box to communicate with ghosts. The box starts saying things about death, being trapped, and pain, which is super creepy.
In the afterlife? Well, I saw something blip there for a second.
Imprisoned.
Imprisoned? So you're stuck here. Wow.
He hears clapping and crying noises all around him and gets the feeling that someone is watching him. He even asks if he should be scared, which just makes him even more anxious.
What the hell was that? That legitimately sounded like that clapping again.
The spirit box keeps spitting out creepy words like afterlife and tragedy. Angelo starts feeling really uneasy, like he's in danger. Then he hears a whisper right next to his ear, which freaks him out even more.
And it sounded like something hit the tree, like directly behind me. What in the hell is going on out here?
He starts to feel like something's following him and decides he needs to leave the campsite. Terrified, he just wants to get away as fast as possible.
Like I was saying, I don't know how to even explain this right now. I feel like that was a warning. I think I need to get the hell out of here. So
Angelo's freezing and scared as he starts heading back. He still feels like something's trailing behind him, and it's seriously making him uneasy.
freaking the F out. My right foot feels so cold. I think I'm just gonna try and head basically straight back to the car.
The walk back feels way tougher than when he first went in. He eventually makes it to the main trail and feels a bit of relief, but he's still pretty shaken and uneasy from the whole experience. A hiker returned to a haunted cave known for its dark history and eerie legends. Locals spoke of protective crosses and mischievous spirits called Tommy Knockers, which are believed to be linked to unexplained mining accidents. As the hiker ventured into the cave alone, the atmosphere quickly turned unsettling, and then something strange happened.
Who's that? What? Bro. Oh my god, I'm using a gimbal right now. I just went crazy. Come on. Come on. There's something over there. There's something over there. There's something straight ahead. I don't know what the hell it is. Oh my gosh, what's going on? My gimbal. Stop. What's going on? Oh, my gimbal's going crazy. Stop. Stop moving around. Bro, this thing is like possessed. Stay straight. Stay straight. I saw something right over there.
When reviewing the footage later, the hiker spotted what looked like a face emerging from the darkness. Despite feeling scared and uneasy, he couldn't help but be intrigued by the experience and decided he would come back, this time bringing someone with him. In this wild video by Mo Sargi, the crew heads into a haunted forest in the UK that's famous for creepy sightings of black-eyed kids. They're on the hunt for a tree fort that was supposedly built by a guy who somehow drew these spirits in. As they venture deeper into the forest, the team starts hearing weird sounds, like animal calls and faint whispers. Then, they catch a glimpse of a shadowy figure between two trees, but it disappears the moment they try to get closer.
So something's making a weird noise around this area. Hello? Oh. Dude, it's getting louder. What a terrifying place. The fact that it's 1 o'clock in the morning and we're here right now in the forest, trying to locate whatever that sound is. This is my first forest in the United Kingdom, by the way.
The forest gives off an eerie, alive feeling, and the team starts to wonder if the black-eyed kids are watching them. Eventually, they stumble upon a small fort, and they believe it might be linked to the spirits.
Whoa! Whoa, what the? Yo, I knew somebody was here. Yo, I told you. I knew somebody was here. Yo, I told you. I saw. Yo, okay, yo, check this side.
There is legends of Bigfoot as well, you know. We have a UK Bigfoot. There's a UK.
Oh, now you tell us this.
Yeah, I didn't know if I should tell you or not until we got to the farm.
Jeez.
Time to tell us.
The team discovers some strange black stuff covering the trees, and they jokingly wonder if it's somehow connected to the kids' black eyes.
I've never seen anything like this before. Guys, this looks alien. What is this, dude?
Like sucks.
It's all over the trees.
The team finally reaches the legendary tree fort and tries to contact the spirits using a special device. They get creepy responses like picked and surprise, but then the device suddenly breaks.
Let's all touch the tree. Come touch it. I'm touching your tree too.
We're all touching the tree.
What are you gonna do about it?
Do you want me to climb up? Oh. Oh. Picked.
Picked.
What does that mean? Picked the wrong. Wait. It's like tag.
You've been picked?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw them in the bushes. Maybe they picked me?
What the f was that? What the f was that?
I don't know.
Someone ran past my leg. Yo, I heard that. Yo, they're playing tag with us.
Ghost voice.
Ghost voice?
What does that mean?
It means listen.
Surprise.
No, I don't want any surprises.
We all have to agree, yes? Yes?
Do its thing. Don't turn it off. Let it do its thing.
Look what it says. It says, welcome to Alice. It literally broke it. What the?
Dude, it broke your device. It doesn't want to talk to us.
Yeah, it's broke it.
Dude. That was so creepy. The noises it was making after it threw it off the tree.
I saw it get flicked off.
I saw it with my own eyes.
The forest's dark history, with tales of children and vengeful spirits, leaves a lasting impact on the team. They plan to return, but they know it's risky to mess with the black-eyed kids. This video is from Tim Morozov's YouTube channel. He's a Russian creator known for diving into mysterious and spooky stuff, but he also does some cool projects, like building furniture and even a camper van. In this particular clip, Tim heads into a forest that locals say is haunted or cursed. According to legend, a strange sorcerer lives deep in the woods. Some people think he protects the world from creepy creatures, while others think he might actually be the one behind all the weirdness. Either way, the forest has a reputation, and most people stay far away, especially after dark. He's on a mission to get to the bottom of the story. So, on July 16, 2023, he and his trusty dog roll up to the edge of the forest, looking for a place to set up camp. At first, everything seems pretty normal. Tall trees, birds calling, a nice breeze. But Tim still feels this weird sense of unease. After finding a good spot and setting up camp, Tim starts to feel a bit more relaxed. As time goes by, darkness falls over the forest, bringing an eerie stillness. Just as Tim's about to head into his tent to warm up, his dog suddenly tenses up, ears perked, eyes locked on something in the distance.
Kuchum.
Completely on edge, Tim pauses for a moment. His dog isn't the type to bark for no reason, and the way he's acting gives Tim chills. Holding his breath, Tim listens closely to the stillness of the forest, hoping whatever got his dog's attention isn't dangerous. But as the moments tick by and he doesn't hear anything strange, aside from the barking getting louder, Tim knows he can't just sit back. He takes a deep breath, steadies himself, and carefully steps outside to check it out.
Kuchum, ты куда? Ты чувствуешь кого-то?
Tim scans the darkness, but everything looks normal. Still, his dog stays locked in, barking non-stop, clearly focused on something Tim can't see. Trusting his gut, Tim grabs the thermal camera he brought, just in case. If someone or something is out there, this should help spot it. Holding his breath, he lifts the camera and slowly scans the tree line, hoping to figure out what's got his dog so worked up. Tired from the long day and all the stress, Tim finally settles into his tent, trying to shake off the lingering unease. His dog, still alert, lies down next to him, but keeps his ears up, listening for any noise outside. As a precaution, Tim keeps his camera recording, just in case something strange happens overnight. He shuts his eyes, hoping to get some rest. After hours of quiet, his dog suddenly starts barking again.
Кучун. Друзья, я не знаю, что делать. Прошло уже 2 часа. Как я зову Кучума, он не приходит.
His dog was nowhere in sight, and even after waiting for a while, hoping he'd come back, there was still no sign of him. Feeling more anxious and unsure of what to do, Tim decided to build a fire, hoping the light and warmth would help guide his dog back to camp if he had gotten lost. He waits through the rest of the night, but even when the morning sun rises, there's still no sign of his dog. Feeling deeply worried, Tim stays for a few more hours, torn between waiting and going out to search. The thought of not being at camp if his dog came back didn't sit right with him, but he also felt the need to go look in case his dog was hurt or in trouble. Hours passed, and still nothing. With his food and water running low and time slipping away, Tim finally begins to slowly pack up his things, still holding on to hope that his dog would return.
Пока собрал палатку. Если он сейчас объявится, то мы дальше продолжим путь. Пока он не пришел, я остаюсь здесь.
After packing up all his gear, Tim made the tough decision to go search for his dog. He'd waited long enough and felt sure that if his dog could or wanted to return, he would have by now. Desperate, Tim ventured into the thick woods, calling and whistling, hoping for any sign of his loyal companion. The video cuts off here, leaving viewers on edge, wondering if Tim ever found his dog. Though there was no update in that video, Tim later posted a more recent one where, to everyone's relief, his dog was seen healthy and safe. This confirmed that after all the uncertainty, Tim had finally reunited with his faithful friend. While there was no sign of the mysterious sorcerer rumored to haunt the woods, the important part was that Tim and his dog were safe. In this chilling story by The Men's Life, Lomar and his dog Kiki head into a swampy forest to find an abandoned cemetery. The place has a spooky vibe with strange sounds, like branches snapping. They cross streams and notice weird things, like reddish-brown water.
We can just, find it. Yo, look! Look how brown that water is. It's like red.
The search gets more intense as the forest grows darker, and the atmosphere becomes even more unsettling. As they venture deeper, the tension builds, and Lomar starts to feel like they're being followed by a mysterious creature, a dogman.
Right now, it's like a dog running around us, but it's like not a dog. What loose dog or a stray dog would be out here running around? I think it's a dog, man. For real. I'm not joking. I think it's a dog, man.
Kiki starts acting nervous, and Lomar feels on edge. They decide it's time to leave, so they pack up their campsite. As they're getting ready to go, they hear footsteps and other strange sounds, which only make them more uneasy.
It's that way. Check that out. Now the barking's that way.
As they struggle to find their way out of the dark, icy forest, Lomar hears more growls and barks in the distance. In a tense moment, he calls out to the dogman, daring it to show itself.
Bark if you're a dog, man! Show yourself!
Kiki stays on high alert, sensing something lurking nearby. The forest feels hostile, with twisted trees and eerie sounds that make everything seem even more ominous.
It's whack out here. It's so whack. It's barking coming from that way.
After a terrifying journey, Lomar and Kiki finally make it to safety. Lomar feels incredibly grateful for Kiki's help in navigating through the dangerous forest.
Way out. I know on the way out I'm hearing like all sorts of stuff. It's almost like they know I'm leaving and then they'll be like in the background they make all this sorts of noise. It's also like a hidden reason why I do this, because it's almost like they know when you're leaving, then they start to do all this like crazy stuff. Before we go, big shouts out to this baby girl right here. Man, she is my baby minion. She's my baby minion. She helped me.
The video ends with a sense of relief, but there's still a lingering unease about the unsettling things they encountered in the forest. In a spooky video uploaded by Exploring with Angelo, he takes viewers on a chilling adventure to the haunted Oiwa shrine deep in a Japanese forest. Angelo heads into the abandoned shrine, a creepy spot in the middle of the woods. The shrine has a dark history. A priest was burned alive during a feud between two clans, and his vengeful spirit is said to haunt the area.
Middle of the woods, and the interesting part is that it's actually haunted. We will get to the story in a little.
The shrine is tucked away in a dense bamboo forest, surrounded by old broken monuments and overgrown paths. Angelo mentions that the shrine has been abandoned for 15 years, with the exception of a local woman who occasionally comes by to feed stray cats. There's also a chilling story about a murdered woman, and some believe it could be connected to another haunted shrine in Tokyo.
Apparently there's also a connecting or sister shrine. What the hell? For a second I literally thought I saw somebody coming, but there's no one there. Hello? Like, I literally looked and I saw something. Okay, anyway. Let the hallucinations begin, but...
As Angelo walks deeper into the forest, it grows quieter, and the atmosphere becomes even more eerie.
There's our first sign. There are snakes out here. I'm not even really too sure what Japanese vipers look like, but let's move kind of slowly just to make sure that they're not, you know, sitting in a corner somewhere.
The shrine feels increasingly haunted, especially when Angelo finds offerings like sake bottles left behind. He begins to think the shrine might still be visited, either by locals or by spirits.
Well, looks like people have made offerings, or did they just happen to leave their garbage? Oh, that's all, I think that's sake right there. Yep, and it's open too.
The creepy atmosphere keeps intensifying, and Angelo can't shake the feeling that he's being watched. When night falls, the shrine becomes even more unsettling. Angelo uses a spirit box to try communicating with ghosts and receives strange responses like hearing when the clock strikes 13.
No one knows? No one knows what? I hear something moving. What are we supposed to know?
When the clock strikes 13.
When the clock strikes 13. What's 13? That's kind of a weird one.
Out of nowhere, unseen forces knock over objects, confirming the presence of a ghost. Angelo feels a mix of excitement and fear, realizing the eerie legends about the shrine might be real. The cold, dark forest makes everything feel even more intense.
Whoa. Wow. Okay, clearly there's like a poltergeist here. That's for damn sure. Whatever's here is strong enough to do that. That's pretty wild.
The adventure wraps up with a nerve-wracking hike back through the forest in complete darkness. Angelo hears creepy moans, smells strange scents like incense and perfume, and almost steps on a venomous snake.
I literally just, I'm not recording everything just because I'm trying to conserve the battery, but I think I almost stepped on a snake. I think it looked like there was a snake back there. I ain't going back because I don't even want to figure out what I just saw. Okay, so clearly they are out here. It might in fact be maybe warm enough for them.
The forest feels alive with unseen spirits, leaving Angelo both scared and amazed. He ends the video by reminding viewers to respect the shrine's history and the locals who still look after it. An elderly man was out walking his dog at night in the Appalachian Mountains when, as expected, strange, eerie sounds began echoing from deep within the forest. The sounds were a weird mix of creepy screams and animal-like howls that were too strange to easily explain. Some people might think it was just a fox or mountain lion, but others are convinced it's something way more unsettling, especially since it was recorded in the Appalachian area. The man and his dog didn't hang around. With years of living in the area, he knew that when you hear something like that, it's best to just leave. A group of explorers set off on an exciting journey into the largest underground chamber in the US. Their adventure lasted 8 to 9 hours, filled with tough climbs, narrow passages, and moments of uncertainty.
The crazy thing is, this is still the good part. Oh my God.
Oh, dude, I'm so scratched up.
Yeah, I bashed my elbow so hard.
I just bashed my shoulder.
Going up to,
Oh, if I can do it. Did you hear that?
was that your shoulder?
Yeah,
Oh no. Did you dislocate it?
for a second.
I can break if we need to. I got all the meds on me if you need.
But did you hear how that sounded?
I heard.
Despite their initial fears, they pushed forward, determined to document their journey.
Okay, I've never been happier to see a giant dark hole in the ground.
The largest. That's over.
Holy crap! Oh. So this is the largest room in the US?
Yeah.
Echo!
Thankfully, after hours of navigating the cave's winding paths, the group safely made it out. Meet Alex, the creator behind the popular fishing YouTube channel, Alex Rudd Fishing. Through his videos, he takes viewers on exciting adventures across lakes and rivers, uncovering secret fishing spots and sharing his tournament experiences. With his unique storytelling, Alex keeps his audience engaged, but one day, he would realize just how unpredictable and unsettling these adventures could become. On a chilly morning in early spring, Alex arrived at a lake for his first kayak tournament of the season. Armed with only his fishing gear and camera, he was eager to begin his quest for Angler of the Year.
Hey, there's a rod. I don't know. Dude, that's a brand new rod. Like, no joke. Hey, come on. Look at this.
What is that? Is that a Sahara? It's a Sahara, isn't it?
It's an arc with a dowel on it. $100 when them guys lost it.
As Alex made his way toward the water, he stumbled upon an unexpected discovery, a brand new fishing rod abandoned on the ground. He examined the pricey equipment, feeling it was odd to find such gear left behind. This would be the first of many surprising twists throughout his day. After hours of struggling at his original spot, Alex decided to move to a new location.
We're making a move. It is, what time is it? Like 9? Yeah, it's like 9, right? Yeah, so it's 9:15. We've fished here for about 2.5 hours and got one bite apiece, and so it's just not working. And we're also getting our butts handed to us by dudes who are up in the river fishing smallmouth. So we're gonna make a move. We're gonna go get some current, and we're gonna see if we can catch some big smallmouth. There we go. Oh no! Oh. Well guys, there's first bite at the new spot on the spinnerbait. This current is absolutely cranking. I said we weren't going to do a float, but we decided to float down. Bethany, God love her, agreed to come pick us up. So we're floating down from here. It's not a super long float, probably only like a 2-3 hour float, maybe 2 hours with the current cranking like it is. So we should be able to get everything loaded up and get back to check-in. But hey, he's a giant.
At the new location, Alex was thrilled to hook his first fish, but his excitement quickly turned to frustration when a 3-pounder took it from him. As he freed the fish, his frustration was clear in his voice. Despite this setback, he continued on, focused on improving his position in the tournament.
Well, there you go, guys. There's number one, an absolute freaking chunk of a largemouth. Beautiful fish. Everybody, thank you for participating, man. Alright, I was saying something about fishing. Something about something. I don't know. Probably making some excuse as to why I wasn't catching fish or something. But yeah, little largemouth sitting right here on this point, right where this current's pushing in here. You don't have to work hard for anything. You just kind of chill, sits up there. There's number one. I don't even know how long that fish was. 15 1/4, something like that. I just need 2 more.
At last, Alex landed his first tournament qualified fish. After measuring it carefully, he released it, and the catch lifted his spirits as he continued with his efforts.
Smallmouth. They're loaded up right here, dude. Ain't many. Ain't. Alright, yeah, I'll holler at you. Guys, here's number 2. Let's get him on the board. Old small jaw. Come here, you, and stop it. He ain't big, but he helps. I think anything helps on a day. Huh? I think anything helps on a day like today. Oh, he's long. He's long. Hi. 14 incher. 14 incher.
Similarly, luck struck again when Alex hooked a smallmouth bass from the same productive spot, boosting his confidence as he added a second qualifying fish to his tournament total. With each catch, his chances of earning valuable points for his Angler of the Year goal grew. As the tournament day came to an end, Alex planned to meet his wife, Bethany, at a designated pickup location. Little did he know that what awaited him there would be far more unsettling than any fishing challenge.
How you doing, bub? No, I'm good, man. I'll ease her up in here. Always got on me. I ain't gonna shoot you. I ain't gonna shoot you. You don't give me any reason to, I ain't gonna do it.
Upon reaching the boat ramp, Alex came across a man acting strangely, with a gun aimed at him. The man, without any provocation, quickly stated that he wouldn't shoot, which made the situation tense and potentially dangerous.
So the parking lot, well, let's do it. Come on. Ugh. I'm gonna call 911. Yeah.
The situation became even more unsettling as the man continued his erratic behavior, prompting Alex and his companion to back away. What had started as a typical tournament day quickly turned into something potentially life-threatening.
Yeah, I just wanted to report a guy. I'm at Holston River Park. He seems to be high, and he's threatening to himself and threatening others and walking around down here on the boat ramp making a bunch of crazy noises and stuff, and waiting on my wife to show up so that we can go get my car because I did a river float, and I've already had to tell him to back away several times, and he's saying he wants to kill himself and stuff. Gray shirt, white male, graying hair. I can't tell how tall he is. Got blue jeans on, no shoes. He's walking around in the water with no shoes on as well, so he's wet from pretty much like the waist down. That's about it. No, he got out. I can't tell now. I've moved up away from him just to kind of separate myself from him. I can hear him down there yelling though. He's yelling and carrying on now.
Recognizing the threat, Alex decided to contact the authorities. He calmly explained the situation to the dispatcher, maintaining composure despite the tense situation.
I don't know what happened to him. I mean, I can only assume, you know, maybe, which just is freaking terrible. Not definitely the way that I wanted to end the day with somebody, but hopefully he's not. I mean, hopefully they got to him. Hopefully they can find him. Hopefully they can get him some help that he needs or whatever.
Things took a dramatic turn when authorities arrived, with boat divers and a helicopter joining the search for the man. Alex described how the man had run into the water as the police moved in. The man's fate remained unclear, adding an eerie sense of uncertainty to an already frightening encounter.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We have made it back to the beer barn, and I am glad because today has been one heck of a day on the water. Not only was the fishing really tough, but we had that really unfortunate situation at the end of the day with that guy. Had to end up calling the cops on him. I don't know the entirety of the situation. I just know that he was obviously high on some kind of... He got really aggressive with me and Jacob, was telling us that he wanted to kill us, that he wanted to kill himself, you know, asking if we had a gun so that he could himself, you know, all those kinds of things, just saying a bunch of really aggressive, crazy stuff. Had to end up telling him to back away from us at one point, and we kind of separated ourselves from the situation and obviously called 911 because, you know, in a situation like that, it's not about trying to be a hard ass. It's about separating yourself from the bad situation, because the best way to get away from a bad situation is just to get away from it, to walk away. Wanted to talk about the fishing, you know, talk about where this thing ended up. I ended up 9th out of 29, which... with 2 fish, and as tough as today was, I will take it, especially on my journey to win Angler of the Year. Those are valuable points. That's a valuable place to be. You know, that's a good start to the year. So if I can do that all year, get a couple high places, and maybe even win one, we're going to be in really good standings as far as Angler of the Year goes.
Despite the frightening experience, Alex kept his focus on his tournament goals and ended the video by summarizing how his day went. He reflected on the challenges he faced, demonstrating great resilience in dealing with both difficult fishing conditions and a potentially dangerous encounter. Although Alex made it out unharmed, a troubling question remained. What happened to the man in the water? Was it just a drug-related episode, or was something darker at play? The full truth of that unsettling day is still unclear. While fishing usually feels peaceful, this incident serves as a reminder that danger can lurk anywhere. Thankfully, Alex's quick thinking and decisive actions kept him safe. One thing's for sure, he won't forget the day his kayak tournament turned into a life-threatening ordeal. Deciding to visit a haunted spot and even spend the night there, knowing it's haunted, takes a lot of guts. A couple did just that when they flew to Arizona to spend the night in a haunted cavern. To make it even more exciting, they entered the cave by taking an elevator over 200 feet below the surface. They were amazed by the view as soon as they stepped out of the lift and into the cave.
This is the only way in and the only way out of where we're going. I mean, there are some stairs, but I don't know, would you do the stairs?
It's like 217 feet down.
Yeah.
The cave was incredibly well preserved, and there was even a spot to grab some food. They then came across a location that the camp guide claimed had been used as a fallout bunkers in the 1960s. Inside a box, they found supplies from the Cuban Missile Crisis, like medications, candy, crackers, and water bottles, all still intact. The shelter area was fenced off to preserve its historical look.
There, and I did a video there too. You could actually get dinner there and lunch. Pretty good. They bring it down from upstairs, as it is used as a fallout shelter. In fact, during the whole Cuban Missile Crisis, they brought down a lot of things to survive off of. I know that I want to say that the stuff that's down here is from the 1960s, and it's here right in front of us. Yeah. Underground emergency shelter. And look, it shows right here some of the things that would be packed. Oh wow, I'm so out of breath. Whew. Crackers and some candies and stuff.
The camper kept exploring and found flowers on the cave ceiling that, he claimed, were older than he was. He also discovered a restored theater-like area where ceremonies had taken place. He mentioned that well-known figures like Marilyn Monroe and Alfred Hitchcock had once sat in these stage chairs. It's kind of ironic to see all of this.
I don't know if you guys see this, but there's like flowers up there. That's from people's weddings. And I want to say, I mean, I'm not 100% on this, but one of those flowers are like older than me. So yeah, they've been having weddings down here for a hot minute. Like there's one up there. Those theater seats that I was telling you about, they came from a Hollywood theater. And check this out. The list is even longer than I thought. Alfred Hitchcock for sure, but Jackie Gleason, Frank Sinatra, John Travolta, one of my favorite producers slash directors, Steven Spielberg, actually sat in one of those chairs, along with Marilyn Monroe.
The moment the camper turned off the lights in the cavern, the adventure truly began. He found himself surrounded by complete darkness, feeling anxious and scared.
Damn, hopefully we can record some too a little bit later. We're gonna turn off all of the lights. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Why does freaky stuff happen when you turn the lights off? I'm hearing all kinds of noises over here.
The male camper was awake when he heard 3 separate sounds of something falling from different places. While the female camper drifted off to sleep, he got up and began searching to find the source of the noises.
I legit heard about 3 noises. And one of them I think you heard too. Sounded like something fell. Maybe a rock. Yo, I'm in my underwear right now. And it's cold. Never noticed that. I feel like there's somebody down here. Hello? I've not been up here yet. Is that you, Melissa?
It felt like something was moving around him as he continued walking. By this point, he was screaming in fear, so he quickly rushed back to his bed.
Who's there? Who's there? Quit messing around. I knew you heard that.
The question still lingers. Was it a hallucination by the camper, or were there actually ghosts wandering around? A group of 2 women and a few men decided to visit a haunted cave filled with dolls scattered around. After entering and traveling a short way into the cave, they finally came across some dolls resting on a rock.
Dolls?
Yep. The dolls.
Boy. This smells like beer in here. Yeah, this is pretty fresh.
They ventured deeper and found a large, hollow pit. One of the group members started talking about how they'd heard from different sources about a woman and others screaming inside the pit.
We've heard mumbling, like a woman talking. That's what people have reported hearing, like screaming.
After walking for a while, the group stopped and began tossing rocks into a pit, hoping to see if any spirits would respond. In return, a voice that sounded like a drum beat or heartbeat echoed back to the man as he tossed a rock into the hole.
For you. You can, if you're maybe not comfortable with our presence here, but if you want to maybe throw it in the distance, if you're more comfortable with that, so we can hear it still, that would be great. So I'm going to throw a rock. I'm going to throw it. Here we go.
Since it was getting late, the group decided to leave after spending some time in the cave. A team of people sets out for a serious ghost hunt, and what they end up finding will definitely give you the chills. They head to Cannock Chase for their ghost hunt, setting up camp in a secluded, overgrown spot deep in the woods.
I've only got to put it on the wrong way, I think.
Yep.
No, that's fine. Oh. You alright there?
Oh. Yeah. I'm just making sure that
During their night exploration, the team uses a spirit communication device with an RM pod, cat ball, and a music box to try talking to the spirit. Initially, the device seemed like a gimmick, but things got real when they began hearing clear messages like "leave me alone" and "graveyards hide secrets." Hearing these words multiple times left the team feeling uneasy.
Manipulation.
Manipulation. We're going to try and manipulate us.
They definitely felt that unsettling realization, the kind that ends an adventure early and sends you packing. While walking back to camp, they thought they saw a shadowy figure moving nearby. Worried someone might be tampering with their gear, they rushed back, but everything was exactly where they left it. They couldn't tell if it was an animal or something else, but the whole experience left them shaken.
No, I left my light on. Water. Where are you? Right, this way.
Yeah.
When they used the communication device again, they heard something new, words in German. The phrases included, "I lost an arm," "boy," and "here I am." They translated these using an app and speculated that they might be connected to a nearby German military graveyard. The team thought the voice could belong to either a German soldier or a boy from that era. They even asked German-speaking viewers to help verify the translations, noting that the sudden language shift was one of the strangest moments of the night.
Boy.
Boy. Right. So we've just been messing around. We've sat at camp after what happened. And what did it say? Is it a German soldier there? Because the German graveyard's down the road. Look at this, what it's coming through. Right, so the first one says, "I lost an arm." That's what Google Translate's saying.
That's what it says to that Verstappen or whatever.
The other one, it looks like it's "hello."
Jungie, whatever it is.
Jungie?
Yeah.
Boy.
Boy. And let's see what that other one there says.
Let me have a look here.
This do be angsticked.
What?
After a rough night, the team had some coffee and talked about the events that took place. While packing up, they spotted fresh deer tracks near their camp and thought the deer might have been behind some of the rustling sounds they heard earlier.
Hey, look at that. Yo, what's that? Hey, Bing. We've had a visitor in the night.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Have we got tracks in the mud?
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah. That's deer. It's a deer, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a deer.
They recalled a time 2 years ago when they tried camping there, but the creepy atmosphere scared the rest of the group away, leaving only a few of them behind. This experience fueled their determination to complete the overnight investigation. Before leaving, they talked about coming back to explore closer to the military graveyard, especially after hearing the German phrases. In a creepy video shared by Jasko, he and Chris start their scary camping trip in a forest known for being haunted. People often say they hear whispers, and that folks have gone missing there. As they go further into the woods, their ghost hunting device starts showing spooky messages like "need help" and "Hannah died here."
Yo, just move again. Just move again. Sorry. Someone just moved again, 100%. Okay. There's someone over there. There's gotta be somebody over there.
You think so?
100%. Keep your light dim.
I'm keeping my light low right now. Vengeance.
We just got here. What?
Hello?
This is so creepy.
Oh,
See
here.
it?
I think it's here.
Yeah,
There's something white down there, bro.
He's moving around. I don't
Is
know
that
if it's
a person?
I don't know if it's a person or someone just keeps like moving around.
Okay, bro, we are in a place where there's some really
Malice. There's some malice around.
Some like really dark stories around.
Oh, listen.
Hello?
This gives me like Okaka horror vibes, bro. I'm telling you. I don't like this. Oh, look, what the f—
It's moving, something's moving over there.
What is that?
Hello?
Is there somebody there?
Hannah.
Stop.
Okay. Hannah.
Hannah, are you there?
Are you okay?
One of these days Hannah's gonna actually answer us.
Right here.
Stop, bro.
Shut the f— Here, Hannah died.
What the— Okay, did she actually hear? Because I don't see anything.
Bro,
now.
I see it. Yeah, come here.
Oh, that is right there. Okay. I mean, do we approach it? What do we do right now?
Hold on, I'm gonna switch the necrometer, and I'm just gonna put it down so I can have. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna turn on my light. Hello, Hannah?
It looks like someone keeps like popping out from behind a tree and then like looking at us and like pulling away. It's
It genuinely. Wait, Chris. Hold on.
You going towards it?
Can I see that?
Yeah.
Suddenly, they hear a whistle that startles them big time. Not long after, they stumble across some spilled cocoa bubbles. Totally strange to find out in the woods. Then their ghost box starts up again, saying creepy things like "ghosts are here," "I hurt people," and "something's following you."
Report this just in case.
My killer was never caught.
My was never caught. And we're talking about personal belongings being missing out here.
Or someone's going on over there. I keep seeing.
What do you see?
It's like walking towards us.
The Guinness World largest.
Bro, what the hell? Someone spilled cocoa bubbles on the ground.
Where? Oh, I'm so hungry.
It's just, why would you waste cocoa bubbles?
Why do they look like that?
I don't know. They're like wet or something.
It just said paranormal evidence. What's
Citizen.
What?
You didn't hear that?
So there's a lot of wind right now.
To make things even worse, they find out about a creepy rule. If you hear 2 whistles, you should run. They try communicating with the ghosts and ask about a demon, but then they hear a growl that totally freaks them out.
Whoa, there's that whistle again.
I hear it. Wait. One of the rules about this forest. If you hear a whistle, don't panic. But if you hear a whistle in 2 separate directions, run for your life.
I've only heard it that way, twice. Does that make it itself?
Bro, this thing is going nuts right now. All right, I'm gonna ask a couple questions. It's in paranormal evidence. Hello, spirits of this forest. My name is Jasko.
Hey, my name is Chris.
You said that there's something attached to me. Can you let me know what is attached?
Floating.
Floating?
Yeah.
Take you.
Take you? Okay, I'm gonna ask one last question here. There are many stories about some dark things that occur from within this forest. Is there a demon that haunts this forest?
Hello, spirits of this forest. My name is Yasko. Hey, my name is...
It's crazy how Donald just came through.
You said that there's something attached to me. Can you let me know what is attached?
Floating.
Lamp.
Seventh round.
What was that?
It was like clicking. Like,
yeah.
this wind is so ominous.
It's insane, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask one last question here. There are many stories about some dark things that occur from within this forest. Is there a demon that haunts this forest?
Wait a second, wait a second.
Forest?
Bro, hold on, hold on.
Breathing.
Demon that haunts this forest?
Wow.
Something like either growled or like took a deep breath into the mic. That's fantastic. What was the question? Oh, if there's a demonic presence.
They find a bottle and break it open, hoping there's some kind of message inside. Right after, the ghost box gives them a creepy warning, saying things like bad things and they'll get you. Then they start hearing more whistles and spot a red light, which just makes everything feel even weirder. At this point, they decide it's time to get out of there. It's all getting way too intense.
That's not getting in there.
Huh?
There's no way they just said two things at once? Donald isn't allowed here. Anger and betrayal at the same time.
Okay.
They like overlapped each other.
Really important messages. Someone's pissed at Donald.
I think I have to break it.
I'll
break it and pick up the glass.
Spirit's message.
In the bottle.
Spirit's message. I think we have to break this. All right, hold on. I'm gonna pick up the glass after and put it all in the bag.
What if like a genie comes out or something? Tries to...
I don't want to.
I'll just smash it.
Okay, here we go.
Chaz.
What?
You want to break it or do you want to just like put a little chip in it?
I want to break it, Chris. All right,
break
here we
it. Do you want to break it or not?
All right, Chris.
See that tree?
Okay. Bro, this wind makes it a lot harder to like actually hear what's going on around us. Hello?
I know, what is that?
That sounded like it was raining. Bro, wait, come here for a second. Am I tripping? What is going on with this tree right here?
Whoa, what is that?
Okay.
Is that a trap?
We're gonna look at that in just a second. However.
Whoa, the f is that? Bro, there's a light up here. There's a red light up here.
What?
There's a red light up here. There's a red light back there. I just saw it.
A red light? Oh, hold on, hold on.
I see the bottle.
I see the light. I see the light. Something's literally blinking. Bro, we are so deep in the forest. What would that even be?
I don't know. The wind just stopped.
They talk about hearing distinct footsteps, like someone walking nearby, which lines up with a local ghost legend. They also share more spooky stories they came across online, including people feeling constantly watched and the forest being unnaturally quiet.
Let me explain something, and then I'm gonna show you the footage that we got. So, when we did our research on this forest, we found about 7 stories. I condensed them as much as I could because they were very long, but This place is known for strange paranormal phenomena, such as hearing footsteps, clear as day footsteps, and also people disappearing within this forest. And then people, you know, they're like on the fence of what is really going on. Like, is it maybe the spirits of people who went missing in this forest, or is it, you know, something else, right? So I'm gonna try to have a seat here and start talking about this, but I'm sorry because it's pretty damn easy to get freaked out. So the literal first story about this forest pertains to the footsteps, right? And this didn't even click in our head, but I have it right here. It is called the Whispering Footsteps. In the heart of the forest, campers often report hearing the soft sound of footsteps crunching through the underbrush late at night. At first, it's easy to brush this off as the wind or animals, but some swear the footsteps seem too deliberate, too human. Several hikers have claimed to wake in the middle of the night only to hear footsteps circling their campsites. When they shine their flashlights into the darkness, there is never anyone there, yet the footsteps continue, as if someone is pacing just beyond their reach, but always staying out of sight. So that's crazy because Chris didn't even know about that story.
I had no clue.
I want you guys to think. So let me explain something right now. You guys are on this tripod, right? So we arrived at a very deep point in the forest, and there was still a little bit sun, but like,
yeah, we could see without flashlights. Like,
but
we were
it
just
was getting
around.
to the point, right?
Yeah.
You would definitely need a light
We had like
very soon.
10 minutes of daylight left, pretty much.
So I had my tripod out. Chris had his camera here. We were getting the mics ready. You know, we were getting everything situated. And all of a sudden, I start freaking out. Nothing new. I freak out a lot. That's my nature. Now, I was like this, freaking out, and that made Chris be alert and a little freaked out too. And then he was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I said, "Chris, listen." We both went radio silent, and
It's like laughing. What was that?
I don't know. But in the distance, I'm telling you guys, maybe a sound about 30, 40 feet away from us, you hear footsteps crunching like on leaves. Left, right, left, right. Just like the story said, and we said it to each other, this sounded way too human. It did not sound like an animal because it had some pep behind its step. It sounded heavy.
Yeah.
And two, it sounded like
it was just two steps.
It's hard to.
They try communicating with the ghost again, using a device that had said some odd things when they were in Japan. This time, the ghost box says things like, "Go out, I'm dead, and dragons are coming." They also hear various noises and get answers like, "yes," when they ask if the ghost wants to harm them.
So, we bought this when we were in Japan, and we used this to communicate inside of the Okagahara forest, but I wanted to give this a shot here because this really helped when it came to communication. It said some words in Japanese that people translated in the comment section to like demon, demonic, and shit like that, which was really freaky. So I'm gonna give this a shot. Is there anybody here that wants to communicate with us? Is it here? Is anybody there? It's me. It's me. What's your name? This hasn't said a word. Nothing.
It's like they're like erratic or something.
Sounds like a teapot kettle. Is there anybody there? You said it's me. What's your name?
Go out.
Go out? It just said go out.
I am not going out there.
Dragons coming for your ass. Ah! What the that, bro? Ooh. It just says it. It was us. Yeah, maybe.
I turned it off!
Turn it off!
Bro, I turned it off. Hold on.
how we've been here for so long, and we just keep having all this happen.
Yeah, that's the thing that's freaking me out.
What? You're lying. Bro, pull batteries out of that thing. There's something wrong with it? Hello? Who was that? What the f did that say?
Debaters.
I'm not even touching it. Do you want to hurt us?
Yes.
No, it did not. That was the clearest yes ever. Are we going to tonight?
Yes.
Shut the f, bro. Shut. What is going on with that thing? Hey, you know what? You're right. It's for the best.
Yes, it is.
They spot a light that keeps appearing and disappearing, but they're too terrified to stick around. Deciding they've had enough of all the weirdness, they choose to leave the forest. While hiking in the forest, an adventurer discovers a giant tree with a large hole at its base. Curious, he grabs a headlamp and crawls inside, finding a small space that could be used for camping. The real shock comes when he spots a smaller, dirt-covered opening beneath the tree. After digging it out and squeezing through, he uncovers a long, hidden tunnel that looks man-made, but it ends at a dead end, with animal bones scattered around. The video concludes, leaving viewers questioning who built the tunnel and for what purpose. Going back to a haunted cave, especially after already encountering paranormal activity, requires a lot of bravery. This man and his friend chose to revisit the cave to gather more evidence. The moment he began recording, he jumped slightly as a white, light-like object zoomed past him.
That I did bring with me, a lot of you familiar with it. My old spare box that uses radio frequencies. We couldn't really reach anything out here. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere, no cell phone signal down here. I'm willing to put money that it is gonna work in. Whoa, dude, something just flew by me. Yeah, it's like a white light. It went whoosh. I think I might have caught that on video too.
See what it looked like at all? Just a white light?
It looked like a bird at first, but it was like a huge orb. It was definitely not a bird.
Dude, there's no birds in there right now.
Nah.
Instead of retreating out of fear, the man and his friend decided to explore the cave. They picked a spot and chose to communicate with the spirits using two devices. As one of them started asking questions, the other began recording, and several voices responded. The voices of a woman, a few men, and even some kids could be heard. Despite the chill they felt from hearing the voices, they pressed on with their questioning of the spirits.
Are there any spirits here that want to communicate with us tonight? What's your name? Names? No. You don't have a name? Lock coming through now. Did you look that way?
It's been pointing that way.
There was a dark figure that walked by, like it was in the corner.
Let me know if you guys saw that too.
What was that just passed in the corner?
Is that me?
Who's me?
Do you want to talk to us?
Open.
What about these dolls behind us? Where'd they come from?
Is it what? Angus? Could that be a name? Ooh, dude.
That's a light.
Big chills, like big chills.
I've never heard two EVPs come through exactly the same, just like that.
No.
Here. Who's here? I am.
Yeah. a child here? Did it say go? Talk to us and then we'll go.
Anybody die here while mining?
Me? Is that like a me? Can you speak clearer?
I heard friend. So are you our friend?
Dude, there's something in here.
After talking to the spirits, they decided to turn off the light. The cave was completely dark when they did, and suddenly the camera the other person was using to record started flickering. The man mentioned that it felt as if someone had touched the camera and adjusted its settings. After a short while, the camera unexpectedly shut off, even though it had been fully charged.
Did your camera just like start freaking out?
Yeah, it stopped recording and it won't go off the saving screen now. Oh.
Whoa. Wait,
It turned it. It changed it to something.
Something just messed with Aiden's camera settings.
Yeah, for real, it turned it off video. Yep.
Okay, I don't want to do the whole darkness
turned it off.
anymore. What, really?
It just turned it off.
Did your battery die?
No, this has got full battery. You see that? It's full battery there. Let me turn it back on. It's got 75% there. No, it just... I didn't touch it.
They were worried their light might run out of battery, so they decided to leave the cave. They also chose to head out quickly because one of the guys was having a panic attack. Hearing those voices, especially from the women and children, was deeply unsettling. These hikers explored a creepy, abandoned tunnel when, out of nowhere, they heard an unsettling noise. The moment was recorded on video, but it suddenly cuts off. There's no additional information about what happened after that. Was the sound added in later, or did they actually hear someone calling for help? A group of friends ventured out to explore a haunted mine.
Onto this pile. Holy. Oh, dude. There's a separate tunnel here, too. Oh my god. Dude, there's a light. Why is there a light? In there. Why is there a light in there? What does it say?
Light.
Light? You guys, oh my god. That just said light.
Suddenly, they spotted an unexplained light, and at that very moment, a device called the Ovulus, used to communicate with spirits, eerily uttered the word light. The unsettling coincidence left them wondering, was this light a sign of paranormal activity, or is there a logical explanation for it? Late one night, two teenage boys heard weird, unexplainable noises coming from outside. Feeling curious and maybe a little daring, they picked up a camera and went to check it out. When they got closer to the sound, they saw this. They spotted a hunched figure hiding under part of a structure. What's weird is how unfazed the boys were. Most people would have run the moment they saw something like that up close. So, were they really witnessing something unknown, or was this all staged? A couple traveling through Europe in their van had parked in a quiet forest in France, hoping for a peaceful night by the fire. But as night set in, they realized the hill was too steep to sleep comfortably. After a quick meal, they decided to move to a better spot. Little did they know, a nightmare was about to unfold when they parked their van for the night.
We're back on the road because we couldn't sleep where we were. Basically, there were a lot of people outside our van, and we didn't feel safe there, so we had to leave. We were asleep and we heard a lot of noise coming from outside. We think that there were people having a laugh, you know, and a chat, but it turned out to be a nightmare for us. We're very tired right now. What the hell are those?
know where I'm going. I don't know. It's not over.
Sorry, but we're in a complete shock right now.
More shocked than anything, really. Just basically these guys, they were, I thought they were just having fun because I could hear like music in a car. But there were some, like a few meters away at least. And then I heard like voices outside the van. So they came up to the van and started hitting. I'm sure I heard one like on the bonnet.
Yes, and me and Holly were...
Yeah, Holly started barking.
Yeah. We were in a complete shock. Even now, we're still a bit... We've been driving for like 15 minutes without any maps.
Yeah, just driving straight.
We're so scared that they were going to follow us. That's what I thought, to be honest.
No, I don't think so. They went back in the car. Just a bunch of idiots, I think. First they were banging on the van at the front, and that's what kind of woke me up, and then I think there were more than one. Some were banging on the side as well.
Yeah, but the ones on the side were really loud.
Yeah.
That me and Holly jumped.
Well, at first I thought it was someone like trying to get into the van, but they're just kids, I think, because I think when we turned on the lights, they just ran into the car again. I don't know, but we're not going back there. That's for sure.
Unsure of the people's intentions nearby, they quickly drove off in the dead of night. By morning, they had parked somewhere new, still shaken by the experience. What might have happened if they hadn't woken up when they did? This video begins in a forest that locals avoid due to ghost stories. One legend is about a woman in black who follows hikers, always staying the same distance behind them.
See, it's all a relatively young plantation, and that's because there was obviously wildfires here, and that's taken out a lot of the flora, and so it's all just beginning to all come back. And it's rumored that the woman dressed in black with the black hair draped over her face in that wildfire, and she was up here foraging, so she targets the foragers, the hunters, the outdoors people, the hikers who come through.
The host tries out a ghost hunting app to connect with spirits, and it starts giving bizarre responses like killer and lamb. It seems to suggest a spirit was killed by someone innocent or gentle, like a lamb, but ended up forgiving them. Intrigued, the host keeps using the app while exploring, hoping to contact more spirits.
Able to communicate with us, and the app has so many words or whatever that the spirit can use to communicate with us, right? Simple. So we've loaded into the app, and we're just going to start asking questions. So, are there any spirits with us here today? And the app's going to come out with the word killer. Are you a killer? Justice. Justice for you? Or who killed you? So, nobody killed you. Okay, so how did you die? A lamb killed you. You're telling me a lamb killed you. Forgive, you bet you forgive.
At night, the host tries out a new app that's supposed to show stick figures if any spirits are nearby. It doesn't work very well due to some technical glitches, but the forest feels even creepier as the night goes on.
The old SLS, and it comes up with a stick figure if it senses that there's a spirit there. So that's what we're gonna start with this evening. Okay, so yes, okay, yeah. This is required. What's this? While using it. Okay. There's our lantern. Good. Okay. So let's see. Can we turn the flash on? There we go. We got the flash on there. So if we grab the lantern, and now we're gonna have a little wander around. I don't know if it's gonna work too well, obviously, because it's dark. And how's it going to pick up any figures? I don't know. No. See, damn it, I don't think It's gonna work out.
The dogs stay calm, but the forest feels charged with some kind of unseen energy. The host switches to another app called Seer, which generates images based on spirit messages. As the host asks questions, the app responds with eerie pictures and unsettling words.
Rather than generating words or sounds, it instead generates unique visuals and images, just like the one above. That is unique. Look at that guy. How does it work? Similar to other paranormal tools, Seer uses the sensors in your device to measure environmental conditions and uses these measurements to select words from our pre-populated dictionary. Artificial intelligence systems are then used to analyze words detected and generate digital visual representations of selected words. Are there any ghosts in the area with us tonight? If so, how did you... Were you... a train track? Like really nearby here, okay. So if you died on a train track, why are you up here on the mountains, huh? That's a weird image, huh? That's a weird image. So what can we make of that? Some kind of worship? Festival? So you're on a train track? But you're up in the mountains here to worship. Is that correct? Who are you worshipping? Or what are you worshipping here in the mountains? That's odd. What are we looking at here? Electricity? Is that like a light bulb to the left? Going into something? Okay.
The host spots a black mist drifting through the trees, darker than the night itself. The dogs start reacting to it, making the whole scene even creepier.
I knocked the branch. But what I was going to say was I just turned around and I saw this kind of... It was almost like a black mist. Just kind of coming along the trees, huh? Yes. Yeah, DC, come. Oh, it's DC. Come here. Come here. Come. Oh, it was Yeti. Was Yeti the black mist? I don't know.
The app keeps repeating words like burnt and angry, which aligns with the story of the woman in black. As the host continues asking questions, the spirit mentions burnt again, reinforcing the wildfire legend. The whole encounter is fascinating, but definitely a little unsettling.
The story that goes around that the woman was up here foraging in forest fires and she died in a forage fire. Are you the woman that in a forest fire up in these mountains? Wash. I don't know.
Angry.
Who's angry? You're angry. Why are you angry? Why are you angry? Or who?
He hides.
You're angry because he hides. Who hides?
In another place.
You're angry at the person who hides in another place. What is this person's name? Just missed that. It says buried. Okay, so what I'm gathering here is the spirit is angry because this, a person hides, and he hides in another place, and he's buried. Is he buried here? Is this person buried here? And did you bury this person? Answer one or the other.
Burnt.
DC. Yeti. Again? Yes, sir. You do. Twice. That's 3 times we've had burnt now. Are you the woman who was burnt in a wildfire in these mountains?
Are you sick?
No. I don't think so. Why do you think I'm sick?
Buried.
Buried. So if I click on this, we're gonna have a list of the words that we've had. Okay, so it started with bored. I asked if it's boring when you sometimes. Kind of makes sense. Okay. Came out of nowhere. Bribed. Came out of nowhere. Nothing to do with anything. Why was I asking? I was asking completely different questions to the rest of that. Burnt. 7:13 p.m. Interesting because you know, that's the story. A woman was burnt in these mountains. Wash out of nowhere. This is interesting. Angry. He hides in another place. Buried. Burnt. Are you sick? Buried. So it's kind of put together some kind of sense. Angry, he hides in another place. Buried. But to have 3 burns in a location where the story goes that the woman was up here foraging, wildfire, she couldn't escape, and she in the fire. Burnt. That's an interesting one.
Even with all the eerie experiences, the host manages to sleep soundly, unaffected by the haunted forest. By morning, they find the batteries drained, possibly due to paranormal activity or simply the effects of the cold, high-altitude environment. What do you think? Was there really a spirit in the forest? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. A Reddit user got a video from his sister in Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania, and posted it online, asking for help in figuring out what she had filmed.
Oh my god, I can't believe this.
Around 7 p.m., a huge, drone-like object was spotted hovering silently in the sky. About the size of an SUV, it made a deep rumbling sound and flashed multicolored lights, red, yellow, blue, and purple. The object stayed completely still, floating in midair and casting an eerie glow. At the same time, similar drones were reported in places like Ohio, New York, and especially New Jersey. But this one was different. It didn't look like any commercial drone. It seemed more like a small aircraft or possibly even a UFO. His sister was shaken by what she saw, and to this day, no one knows for sure what it was. A team of skilled cavers begins a mapping expedition in a newly discovered vast cave. As they enter, they realize that the narrow entrance won't fit everyone, so they need to chip away some rocks. Despite the obstacles, they manage to get inside by using plastic cardboards to slip through the tight passages.
Gary, you want to take a squeeze? Nice and high. Easy, buddy. That's quite an angle. Goodbye, Gary Brick Road. He does not love that at all.
I didn't think I was gonna make it in a second. Took all concentration.
You have to concentrate, he was saying. That's true, you have to concentrate a lot. If I follow you, Gary, then I guess I know I can fit. I'm gonna go one arm. Did you go both arms forward or one arm back?
Both behind me.
Okay.
I can see you. The lower arm probably can be.
Yeah. Oh, this is much nicer. These sliders are great. Yeah, we could probably bring a sheet through here and just leave it, because this makes this so much easier.
You get something for, I'll smash that for your number of subscribers on your channel. Do you use that one of those?
We don't even ask. We don't care. People don't gotta watch us. This is, I'm not even sure I would call that a squeeze. Well, you know what? Okay, so with the cardboard.
It takes a moment for them to realize there's a problem.
Yeah, I just need that drill.
Okay. Drill is coming. Now let's get Gary through there.
I shouldn't be talking too much over the show.
We can get you through. There's also body twisting techniques to get through stuff. Some of it,
Well,
if you can twist your body, you can get through a smaller space.
I know that, like, I can by just one, like Superman or one. Oh, sir, what? Come help me.
One of the cavers becomes trapped at the tightest part of the entrance, unable to move due to the lack of leverage. Another team member carefully positions himself to pull his teammate by the ankles, eventually freeing him. As they venture deeper, they encounter stunning formations like tall lava candles and complex rock structures. Using their technical expertise and teamwork, the group successfully maps the cave and navigates various obstacles. After a long, rewarding day of exploration, they emerge exhausted but pleased with what they've accomplished. Two fearless adventurers decided to descend into a pit cave and not just walk in, but actually rappel down using ropes. Before heading down, they secured their rope to a tree. As they were halfway in, a boulder suddenly fell from above, and it just kept falling, showing just how deep the pit really was. The descent was especially sketchy because the cave walls were slick and slippery from dripping water.
All right, we got our rope strung up, and we're going in. Woo, that's deeper than I thought. It's another 40 feet down at least. Yep. Dude, that kept going.
One of them spotted a small dome-shaped passage and decided to crawl into it. It was immediately clear how cramped it was. He could just barely squeeze through. Despite that, he kept going deeper, and it turned out the dome extended much farther down than they had expected.
Let me check out this dome. Oh. I see what you mean, that's a tight one.
I'm going in this hole that's so tight. I had to take my helmet off. Oh, it's tight. Really sharp too.
In. I think I gotta just keep going down.
actually led somewhere. Oh look, somebody put a survey tape. We're gonna go for it.
When he finally got to the end of the dome, he ended up in a freezing stream of water. Just ahead was another tight opening, but he had to crawl to get through it. The whole experience was wild and full of adrenaline.
This is freezing. This thing is so low, my ear's going underwater. Oh, that's cold. This is freezing. This is where I'm at. Water's right here. There's no room for me to move my head. If I try and tilt it up, my mouth goes underwater.
He crawled forward a bit, but as the space got even tighter, he decided it was best to turn back before risking getting stuck.
I'm moving a little bit. I think I pushed it too far that time. I gotta go find James. Hey, James! Oh. I'm coming. Dude, I got stuck. No. I was having a little freak out moment.
So it never really opened up back there?
No, dude. I kept thinking it was, but it was an illusion. It got tighter and tighter until I got myself in a bad situation.
Horrible.
Oh, hey, I was looking for this flashlight.
There it is.
I thought I had left it somewhere back there.
Totally wild, right? That was such a nerve-wracking but fascinating watch. A small group of boys chose to investigate Lovelock Cave, which was believed to be haunted by spirits known as skinwalkers. The hiker shared that around 60 Native Americans once lived in the cave, most likely in the 1800s. He also mentioned that 4 red-headed giants lived with the natives and ruled over them. The natives used to offer one of their own as a sacrifice to these giants. As their numbers dwindled, the natives united with others to fight the giants, resulting in a huge battle where the giants were eventually defeated. One of the men in the group, who had previously visited the cave and seen signs of skinwalkers, described what they were. He explained that a skinwalker is an evil spirit with fiery orange-red eyes, capable of taking the form of either a human or an animal. He also mentioned that these spirits tend to lure people in rather than attacking directly.
Skinwalker is basically a spirit, somewhat of an evil spirit that can take physical forms, and they can change that physical form. It's a spirit of someone that was once living, that was cursed or forced to stay here on this plane, in this realm, and to do evil things to people, basically kind of for no reason. They're in that culture, they're kind of somewhat of a vengeful spirit. Like I said, they can take different physical forms. A lot of the time people see them as coyotes, wolves, deer, literally anything.
Not only that, but they can also make themselves sound like somebody who you know. So say you guys start hearing one of us yell, yet we're right with you. Or one of us goes to the car, hopefully that's not the case, that just one of us goes to the car. But yeah, you guys could literally be tricked into going and falling for their trap. They won't physically hunt for you, they'll try and get you to go to them.
And I heard like they'll have like yellow or red eyes.
Yeah, so most animals you see on camera or with a flashlight, your own eyes, whatever it is, you'll shine the light on them and their eyes glow kind of a yellowish green.
The boys began their journey toward the cave, facing a narrow, daunting path with a steep mountain on one side. After hiking for a short while, they came across a deep, hollow opening where the remains of 60 Native Americans had been found.
Whoa.
Wait until you get up there, dude.
It's even worse?
Freaking trip.
Yeah, this is crazy. If you fall right here, you're just rolling down. Ain't no joke, it is pretty steep. For sure. Dang. Goes down in there.
That's where all the bodies were found.
Wow.
Right at the bottom.
Wait, what?
One of the hikers then pulled out a small statue-like object, which turned out to be an Aztec death whistle. This whistle was designed to mimic the sound of someone in pain or distress, and when it was blown, it produced a haunting, heart-wrenching noise that sounded like someone in extreme agony.
So basically this is an Aztec death whistle, and this imitates basically someone who is injured or hurt. They used to use it for sacrifices.
Right.
So
and remember though, sacrifices did happen here as well. So we might be waking up some bad energy in the past to come back. Maybe. We don't know, but watch when you hear it.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna blow it and see if we can gather that energy, hopefully. What it sounds like is it sounds like somebody in pain, somebody screaming for their lives. And so what we're trying to do is see if we can recreate what sounds like somebody in pain and see if we can attract any skinwalkers here. They're obviously not going to come right away, but what they'll do is they'll walk around, they'll kind of just do their thing and scope us out.
That just scared me. I did not expect it to sound like.
After blowing the whistle, the hiker used his EVP DR60 to check if any spirits had been drawn to them. He asked if anyone was present and started recording. When they listened to the playback, a voice unexpectedly responded with, "Hey."
All right, guys, here we go. We're gonna do EVP. Recording now. Is there anyone here with us right now? In my hand is a device that will let us talk to you. If you come right up to me and speak pretty much into my hand with the red blinking light you'll see in front of you, we will be able to understand you. Is there someone down there? That was a thumping there. There's a dig. Are we in danger if we go down there? Let's see what we can get. You guys ready?
Is this close enough?
That's perfect. Here we go.
Oh my! It said, "Hey, Class A EVP." Oh my God! Whoa! That was no way! Holy dude! Guys, this is why we use the DR60. Yo, straight up chills. Look. That tell me now.
The entire group was stunned and got goosebumps when they heard the response. They kept asking more questions, and when the hiker asked if they should leave instead of going into the cave, a voice responded with, "Leave."
We enter this cave. Are we in danger?
We'll play this one back.
We're getting attacked, bro.
Right.
What was that? That was something before. Yeah, here you go.
Is that a hey? Leave?
That said leave, bro.
Oh, leave. And then he's like, if we enter.
So it said leave. It was hey. We got a hey. We said leave. so it already doesn't want it.
Despite being shocked by the voice, the group decided to enter the cave, showing a lot of bravery. I, on the other hand, would probably have turned back. They set up equipment to capture any spirit activity, including antennas that would ring in response to contact and cameras to catch a sign from the spirits. As they started questioning the spirits, the antenna suddenly began ringing when one of the men asked for a sign about the giant that once lived in the cave.
What the spirit can do is go close to the rod and it'll start to make a noise like that.
Can you give me a sign if there was a giant that actually lived here? Dude.
Music box went too?
Jack went too.
After speaking with the spirits in the cave, the group chose to continue their exploration, hoping for a sign. They set up flashlights around them, and as soon as they asked a question, one of the flashlights in front of them lit up.
Can you turn that flashlight off if you're near us right now?
You can't make this up right now. This is going insane.
So we have that flashlight going off.
Oh! Yup!
Oh!
On and off, quick!
Dude!
On!
Hi!
And
So
now-
you...
Dude, this is incredible. What?
Whoa, blink.
They kept asking the spirits questions, and the flashlight kept flickering in response. At one point, even the music box they had placed in the cave started playing. After gathering enough evidence from their interactions, they decided to head back to their cars. Honestly, it's wild. How brave do you have to be to willingly go to a place like that? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.